So I wanted to do some holiday movies. Makes sense this time of year, right? The first one I chose though, first of all, it's not a movie. It is a TV show or a special episode of a particular TV show. It's A Bundyful Life, a Married with Children special. Married with Children, of course, was a half-hour sitcom in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It's a very cynical look at the typical American family. Anyway, this is like a double-length episode. So this is the Christmas special. Basically, it's kind of parodying It's a Wonderful Life, a classic Christmas movie, which I have reviewed on this channel, I think last March or something. So I'm not bringing that one back for this Christmas. Maybe next Christmas I'll review that movie again. You know how that ends up, right? George Bailey wishes he'd never been born, and a guardian angel is sent down from heaven to show him that no, that's not something you'd wish, because look at how horrible everything would be in life for the people around you if you were never there. And so then he wants to live again. Okay, so that's the theme of this movie, and he's so happy. Even though the world is crumbling around him, George Bailey comes to his senses and says, you know what? It really is a wonderful life, and I can't wait to get back to it. You know, I don't want to die, I want to live. In this one, it's Al Bundy putting up Christmas lights or something, and he gets shocked, and he temporarily blacks out or has a dream or whatever, and I suppose he's supposed to be at death's door or something like that. But a guardian angel is sent to put him on the right ways and also show him, Al Bundy, what life for his family would be like if he weren't in it. And the angel is played by Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison is a guy that basically, stand-up comedian that just yells and swears is his shtick. And he's got a very loud voice and shouts everything, all of his jokes, and never found him very funny. I mean, he died tragically, but I didn't really care for his work. I'm sorry, Sam Kinison fans. So yeah, this is It's a Wonderful Life done in Married with Children style. Sam Kinison comes down and he shows Al Bundy what his family would be like if they maybe had a different dad or something. Instead of being in the real world where Al Bundy has no time to get Christmas presents for his family, or he doesn't have enough money, they're very poor, they don't actually get to celebrate Christmas very much. Angel shows him that in this alternate universe, the family has a different father, and they seem to be very successful and very well off, and they're, super handsome, super successful father. The kids are so well behaved and fucking brilliant. Kelly Bundy is going to college, and Peg Bundy is the ultimate 50s housewife, because I guess that's what in the real world, that's what Al Bundy wants from his wife. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the whole point of it is that after all, the angel shows him all this, Al Bundy decides, you know what? No, screw that. They don't deserve that. I'm going to come back to life. I want to live, and I want to make their lives, just as crappy as mine is and was. At least that's kind of the theme that I get from the ending. That's a pretty crappy ending. Yeah, it's really lame. Makes jokes about how poor the Bundys are. They're making some kind of cocktails out of cough drops, and they're supposed to be dirt poor, and their annual Christmas celebration is at Denny's, and yeah, I don't like this. I really didn't like this. Like I said, I didn't like Sam Kinison because all he does is yell, and he's really not a very good actor at all. Speaking of actors, Ed O'Neill is Al Bundy. I mean, I used to laugh at this guy back in the day, but then after a while I just realized, it's just the same demeaning jokes. The slut shaming, the woman bashing, just general cynicism of the show just never appealed to me. And since then I've really not cared much for Ed O'Neill. Katie Seagal, on the other hand, I really like her from Futurama, of course, as Leela. And she's one of the... I mean, you can tell that she cares about her acting in this show. She's given a lot of really crappy jokes, but it's not her fault. Always liked Katie Seagal, and she's one of the pluses in this show, as is Christina Applegate. Whereas I really hate the humor that revolves around her. She's beautiful, and she's probably the biggest star that ever came out of this show. David Faustino, I don't really know much about the guy, but Bud Bundy, he's whatever. Anyway, it's meant to be trashy, and it's totally trashy. And a lot of it, like I said, very demeaning, very cynical, sexist, and some cases, just, well, I wouldn't call it offensive. Not to me, but I could see a lot of people being offended by this. So, what do I give this as a holiday movie for a letter grade? Let's say... I'm sorry, folks. This was a very negative viewing experience for me, so I got to give this an F. It's not a Bundyful life, and I hope it never is. There's a reason why the show eventually got canceled. I'm not sure what that reason is. I got tired of it, I'll tell you that. Yeah, as a series, maybe I'd view it differently, but their attempt at making a Christmas episode and, borrowing the theme from a classic Christmas movie, it didn't work. And I don't like how they used what's otherwise a great story. Even though it's not a direct rip-off or anything, or doesn't directly follow that, it's used just, for the sake of a bunch of stupid jokes. It really dragged on, and I could not wait till this was over, so F, yeah. You know what? Married with Children, overall, I just don't like it. Sorry. So anyway, being the holidays, I'm hoping we're going to have a few more holiday movies on this channel before the end of the year, before the fat man gets here. And hopefully they're going to be a lot better than this. So I guess until then, have a holly jolly, and we'll see you next time. Everybody take care out there.